Yo, guys. Um, I decided, after remember how strong one throw is, it's ridiculous power right there. In this one, Mario's gonna get one for all more. Actually, I'm not completely sure. Give me a second. Okay, I don't know if to give it to or not, because I want to pull something off, like giving him half the court. Or not like half of it, I mean like sharing one for all at the same time. Like the Hero Rising movie. And every time he uses it, he forgets his memory. That would be hilarious. But I would say, nah, man. He ain't getting one for all yet. Maybe if in the future Mirio gives him one for all. After All for One, in the middle of the All for One battle, like the new one, he dies and all that. He dies, and before that, he gave him Deku one for all. That's the only way I can see it would happen. If he doesn't get it now. So, yeah. So, you won't have one for all in this one. Let's get this started. So, he would still turn down. All Might would make already sure. And all that. And then he gives him another offer, or he can train him. And Deku would accept it. What they would do for the training, All Might would, of course, suggest what his quirk's drawbacks are. And Deku would explain if they're too strong, they can hurt him. And he would toughen his body to withstand it, so he can throw stronger explosions. And all that. So, yeah. So, All Might takes him to train, but saying that he can throw pretty good explosions right now, he would suggest training his types of explosions. He demonstrates that he can shoot normal explosions like he normally does. And he shows that he has one long-range explosion, which All Might would suggest giving him more long-range ones. During this practice, they would come up with the move. I don't know what it should be called, but he puts a circle in one of his hands in the middle of it, and he could shoot off little balls of explosions at people. And rapid fire suggests he can throw massive explosions if he wants to, and all that. But that's one move that he comes up with. Then All Might suggest training his ability to move around in explosions. That means bouncing everywhere. And all that. Which Deku would have pretty good handle over his explosions midair. But it still wouldn't be perfect, since if he explodes too hard and he's about to hit something, he has to explode even harder to send him back the other way. So yeah, so he's getting practicing of how to use it correctly. Then he's being taught moves, instead of using explosions onto people, to explode yourself towards somebody and slamming them, which Deku already does that anyway. But they would pretty much train out everything, his durability and all that. And there's nothing much that you can add on to it. But we'll go get into the entrance exams. The entrance exams would start off with Deku going in there, meeting up the Bakugo and all that. Bakugo would start trying to yell at them. Ida would tell them to quiet down and start saying that we're trying to get into UA. and blah blah blah. But they would of course be split up. Deku would still be on the team with Uraraka. Seeing Uraraka, he wouldn't. He would be in the front of the area, and he's gonna walk to the back where he doesn't hit anybody with his explosions. And Ida thinks that he's walking to Uraraka. So he goes there to stop him and all that, saying that you shouldn't distract her and all that. And Deku would have to explain to him that he's trying to get into the back where his quirk doesn't hit anybody. Ida would be like, "Stop lying to me," and all that. "How could your quirk hit anybody?" And Deku would shoot an explosion in his hand, saying that the way I move with my quirk is by shooting a big explosion. So if I'm in front of somebody, they're gonna get hit with it. So excuse me. Walking to the back of the line, getting ready for it. It would start, and what Ida would see is him explode off. Like a meteor in the sky, or a reverse meteor actually. But he'll instantly explode himself towards a robot, slamming his hand into it, and it would break it. He has gloves on, of course, and all that, but he'll break the first robot in the test. He would keep on exploding them, jumping in the air, rapid firing one of those attacks. And he would get rescue points also whenever he sees somebody about to get hit from behind by a robot. He would shoot his long range explosions, grabbing his wrist and concentrating and shooting it, exploding the robots. But of course, if it all the way ends up to almost the last part where they put the 0-pointers out, he would just be destroying the robots then by himself, not really caring about them, till he hear a girl yell, and that would be Uraraka. He would explode over there above the crowd and get ready, shooting a long range explosion, breaking off the leg of the piece of the robot's foot off of it, then shooting another one, hitting all the rubble away from her. He'll land there, grabbing her, and explode backwards all the way back into the crowd, giving it to Ida, telling him to carry her for me. Dashing back in, dodging the rubble while exploding, getting all the way up to the top of the robot's head, taking his hand and rapid firing explosions into it. After a couple hits of it, it would pretty much break off the shell of all the way down to the core of a robot's head, making it fall back since it's already destroyed. But before he's done, he's going to unleash one big explosion. Taking his hand, creating a long explosion, but making it even stronger than it was meant to be. And he would carry this all the way down, smashing his hand into the middle of the robot, unleashing a giant explosion, destroying the middle part of it, being flinged back with a count of 160 points. When Baka goes in, he would do much better, ending up with 159 points. On the villain points, hero points would be 0, and Deku's hero points would ump him up all the way to... He got 60 from rescuing Uraraka the normal way, and I would give him 80, but I'll say for not carrying her away, and Ida did, he would have gave him 70. So Yeah. So he has, and another 10 points for rescuing some random people. So 80 in all total, added to his 16. So he had 20, or 240 rescue points, or 240 all together. So he would get the top placement. And yeah, he would end up going to UA the same way, walking in on Ida, or Ida and Bakugo arguing. Of course, Deku wouldn't pay it no mind, unlike last time where he's freaking out in the doorway. But he would go and take a seat with Aizawa telling him to come outside, and here's the test. Whenever everybody gets outside, you hand the ball to Deku, telling him to demonstrate throwing the ball without your quirk. He would do that, then he'll say with your quirk. With Deku saying alright, grabbing it, and he would put it in the palm of his hand, and he would charge explosions around it. First, what he would do is charge a long range one and shoot off, then he would rapid fire it with the smaller explosions, getting all the way to 2,000. It's Bakugo's turn, and Bakugo would shoot the rapid fires since he learned that move during the time that he could. And one big, massive ball explosion, throwing it like a baseball hitting it, with the explosion happening, getting the same amount as Deku. People soon realize that they both have the same as that quirk. They're throwing explosions with their palms, they're shooting a similar move, and I'll say Broppy would ask, why is their quirks the same? And Deku would say that we're actually cousins, and it's just our parents' quirks from both our side of the families end up making explosions, with talking how Bakugo's dad and my mom have not explosion quirk, but they can make explosion technically by rubbing their hands together and clapping. Katsuki's, or Bakugo's mom, has a sweat sort of quirk, which mixed with nitroglycerin and created his explosions, while mine was fire, it was actually gasoline mixed with nitroglycerin, but it has the same amount of effect. Because my dad can sling gasoline and nitrogen in the air. So yeah, creating explosions. So yeah, but the test would go with them pretty much matching and everything, except I would say, what would they not match in? The grip test. Deku would win since they didn't use their quirks on the grip test, and Deku would win with his superior strength. Deku got flex. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna end it. And sorry that I didn't. Anybody that wanted Bakugo or Deku to have one for all, then sorry, man. Goodbye.